I miss you, all my fascinating Renaissance friends. This is your fellow sojourner, Miss Malu Cervantes, in My Season of Life, episode 198. And today am starting a sobering point. Um, One lovely day, I found myself staring out my bedroom window with this intriguing thought. I don't feel right anymore. It scared me, and I kept on repeating that nagging thought. I don't feel right anymore. And so the overthinking me has always been started to think, what are the things I don't feel right about? And the list came natural. First, I've been what? I've been pushed down by a very vague, I call it low grade sadness for a couple of weeks. And I don't know why. I cannot put my finger into anything. The meaning, my marriage is well. Me and my husband, it's not a perfect relationship, but we're happy. We were happy. There are no issues, there are no concerns. My work is doing well. I just finished again a series of back to back sessions. I enjoyed that very much. The kids are doing well. My son just got transferred to another wonderful hotel very near his home. This is Marriott Hotel, from downtown LA to the suburbs. And everything is well. I'm not even worried about what's happening around us, wars, rumors of wars, and everything. And, the escalating price of diesel is in the Philippines that seemed to increase every 2 to 3 days. Of course, now it has stabilized, and thank you know, thank you for that. But I couldn't really remove this feeling, and it turns out it has a name. Would you believe? I discovered it, and the name, the term is Tosca. It's actually Italian in origin. And Webster described it as, let me read, dull ache of the soul. It's not really severe, it's very dull ache of the soul. Longing longing with nothing to long for. Gee, that's tough. Longing with nothing to long for simply because, things are well, vague, formless, and deep, not sadness or grief. I thought to myself, that's it, that's the one, touche. That's the monster that has been shadowing me for the past few weeks. Right? That is one. That is the what. The first what in the what I don't feel right about. Second is again very how do I call that? Very ironic. I have been achieving all my goals. Really, just like taking off each item in the list in my bucket list. You know what a bucket list is, of course. List of it's a list of your dreams, what you want to do before you kick the bucket, before you finally say goodbye to this earth and go to your heavenly home. You know, I was actually taking one after the other. Of course, the latest was the cruise. The cruise adventure with my kids in the Bahamas. Yet Yet, even if those boxes are ticked, and I should be what? I should be happy. I should not be feeling this Tosca thing. I feel full and I feel very grateful, like what I told you in the last episode. I was raring to go back to work. And after 10 days, I started again my wonderful, wonderful work. So I feel full, yet something is missing. It's incomplete. Complete. So the third thing that came to mind when I was asking myself, what is it that doesn't feel right? And I hate to admit, but it's a type of restlessness I couldn't explain. Restless. I can't keep still. There's something summoning me, but what is it? I have curated my Dolce Vita, and yet there's still a restlessness really, I couldn't really put my finger into. It turns out also it has a name, okay? And articles call it the hustle culture. Hustling, right? So, um, what is the hustle culture? All right, the word hustle means you just have to go very fast, from here there, no time to rest. Waking up to an alarm clock, waving through traffic just to be able to meet your appointment time, or in my case, my training sessions, right? And really, trying to tick off a to-do list every single day, right? Talk to people, have business conversations, and then go back and drop in bed and repeat the loop and repeat and repeat. That's hustle culture. And well, hustle culture worked perfectly, until it doesn't anymore. I will thank the hustle culture for bringing me where I am now. The successes and the goals achieved, I owe it to the hustle culture. It really worked until it didn't. And so the funny thing here is side by side, okay, with what things are not feel do not feel right, side by side is what things still feel right. All right, and I was really surprised that number one in the list is you know uh, inspiring, what influencing, impacting the lives of many people through what I do. That feels still very right. Helping them achieve their highest potential. That still that still feels right. And another one that feels right is still having those deep, meaningful conversations, and helping clients achieve their goals, and then telling me that I'm doing, a great job all these years. It turns out it also has a name. And it's a Japanese concept. It's called ikigai. I talked about ikigai in my first 5 episodes. Okay? So ikigai really is a reason for living, a reason for waking up in the morning, a reason to be excited. That is the name, ikigai. And I said, well, I still am, happy about that. So the thing is, I want a different kind of life, this life. So the next question I ask myself is, what next? What next, really? What do I need to do? Okay, very clearly. Okay? The mandate was I need to transition, from this hustle culture to a life that expresses my ikigai, right? So I gave it a name, the Renaissance, not Renaissance, the Resonance life. Resonance. Why resonate? Why resonance? I mean, it comes from the verb resonate. And again, Webster describes it as producing a loud, clear, deep, and continuous sound. Very clear. You'll not miss it. And the other definition he gives is to appeal to someone in a personal or emotional way. My values, my philosophy, my rhythm of life, they must all converge, and they all converge in the resonance life. This is now a name I gave myself to this kind of life. Right? And from hustle to heart. In the succeeding episode, we'll talk more about that, how I came to that conclusion, and I will unpack to you this whole month of May my journey. Okay, so come journey with me in this transition from hustle to harmony and what it means for me, this thing I now named my resonance life. Until then, my fascinating friends, I'm so excited that I seem to be entering what, my fourth wave, okay, of epiphany, and you are with me during this journey. So don't forget to like and subscribe so that together we will unpack this, and I hope that I can help you in your own transition. Until then, goodbye.